Welcome back to another video. It is Tuesday, it is 3:30, day 2 of my training week, less than 2 weeks out. Relatively heavy session today, so I'm going to talk you guys through the plan. So I've got ascending triples on squats, starting at an RP 5, then an RP 6, and then RP 6.5 to 7 for the final ascending triple with a load cap of 170. So naturally, I intend to work my way up to 170. So I'm thinking I'll do 150 for a triple, 160 for a triple, then 170 for a triple, providing all feels good. And then I have got a single 10 kilos heavier than whatever I do for my final triple, so 180 in theory. And then 2x6. So I used to do high bar back offs for my 2x6. Lewis and I spoke last week and basically we're just gonna do low bar just for a little bit more comp squat practice. And high bar hasn't been feeling amazing lately and we don't need it to be feeling amazing right now, so I might as well just get more skill practice in with low bar. And it'll be the same load. So it's just gonna be 2x6 at 130 of comp squats. So that's gonna be easy peasy. Shouldn't take me too long to get through those. I love ascending sets. They're a nice quick way to just get through the work. And then I have got sumo. This week we're doing 4x2 at a set load of 150. So also should be pretty comfortable. And then I will be heading straight to the commercial gym down the road for my accessories. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to this session. I'm feeling miles better than I was yesterday. So if you've watched the last video, that'll be yesterday's session. Sleep last night was actually pretty good. I think I actually slept through the entire night. I woke up about 6:30 and starting to feel like I needed a wee. Couldn't get back to sleep, but I got out of bed at like 7:15, so I kind of just laid there for a bit. But I went to bed at 10:30, so I think I got like pretty much 8 hours like all the way through, so happy with that. Definitely an improvement on the night before last where I literally barely slept. Feeling overall pretty good today. Yesterday I was worried I was possibly coming down with something. I'm still not feeling 100%, but I definitely feel a lot better than I did yesterday. So I'm hoping that whatever that was yesterday that was making me feel that way, I mean, partly it probably was just like lack of sleep making me feel rough, but hoping that's all kind of cleared up because I do not want to be getting ill in the lead up to British now that we are less than 2 weeks out, especially with the weight cut. Like I do not want to be weight cutting when I'm feeling under the weather. Speaking of weight, 86.6 today, so slap bang in the middle of the 86s. Happy with that. I weigh heavier during the week typically anyway. Expecting to see roughly 86 on the dot on Saturday. Slightly tempted to eat a little bit more Friday, just like boost my carbs by like 40 grams just for a little bit of extra fuel for Saturday. But I'm gonna just see how I feel during the week. Hunger levels have been pretty high the last couple of days. And I've said in previous videos, my macros at the moment are so low that it allows me to have a little bit extra on the days I really feel like I need it, because most days I'm kind of feeling fine with the amount of food I've got, and I'm eating a lot more like high volume foods right now, less calorie dense foods, a lot of extra fiber, so that when I gut cut next week it's as effective as possible. So generally speaking, I don't feel like I need the extra food, but my appetite has been quite high the last couple of days. Obviously this is not the time to be boosting my calories up because I am cutting for comp, but my body weight's where I need it to be, so as long as I maintain, we're all good, basically. I have also still got one big meal to have today, and I'm sure like by the time I get back from training, I never really have much of an appetite anyway because it's usually fairly late. I'm training a little bit earlier today, so my dinner will still be a reasonable time tonight, but I've got like a 600 calorie meal to have when we get back, and I think I've got a protein shake left to have as well, so I've actually not eaten as much so far today as I normally would have, which is probably also why part of me is like, I'm hungry, but that's not a problem. Anyway, training should be good today. I'm feeling overall pretty good. I will say, since Saturday's deadlifts, my hips have not been feeling the best. Kind of just gonna be in denial about it. They definitely feel a bit better today. I do think it's a muscular thing. I was gonna stretch last night at the gym and just spend a bit of time going through and just really like gently stretching my hips and just helping them feel a little bit better. Didn't do that. Honestly, completely even forgot that it was an idea that I'd had. And it wasn't until I was halfway home I was like, I was going to do that, but also it was so cold that by the time I got home my muscles were very cold again, and I wasn't then going to do it. So it's fine. They actually feel okay today, and I'm sure they'll be fine when I kind of get into deadlifts. I need to just make sure I warm them up a little bit more today. But yeah, I don't think there's anything else to do with me worth chatting through. One thing I was going to chat through in a video, which I might as well do in this video, especially while I've just got my legs warming up by the heater, which is why I put off starting my sessions for so long. Something I've been seeing people chat through, there are always planes going over my head while I'm filming. Let me just pause for a second. Okay, plane is gone, I think. We don't even live that close to the airport, but it seems to just be on a Tuesday afternoon whenever I film, planes are going overhead. my camera's about to die, so I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna get this session underway. I'll show you guys my heaviest work and recap it in a bit.
Really been going back to back to back to back to back to back to back. Like the neighborhood warriors. I don't miss, I don't play none, I don't diss, I don't say none. I go swish, that's an A1. I stay with no A1. Tell the chef, I said thanks. Tell I'm in the bank. Tell my mom I'm living good. Tell my kids don't stress a thing. I go back to back on the drop.
Okay, so no surprise, the hat had to come out. I can actually see my breath as I'm talking. Squats, not mad. I didn't feel like I had much pop out of the hole. Like I felt a little bit slow and sluggish on all of them, but they were all blow uppy. Even my 170 triple, I would say probably about a 6. I think if I had spotters, I could have easily done like 5-6 more reps. Like it was very comfortable. But like I say, just a little bit sluggish out of the hole. So then I was really confident for the 180 single. By far the best 180 plus has moved in a long time. So can't complain. And then I did 2x6 that I didn't film, just at 130, which is usually what I do high bar, but we've taken high bar out. So rushed through those, a little bit out of breath, so I've literally just finished. But yeah, can't complain about how squats moved, especially with the weather and everything. Like things aren't gonna feel amazing. But yeah, no, I'm really happy with how they moved. Makes me pretty excited for where we're gonna be, obviously for comp, providing Saturday moves well. Like Saturday is, the numbers that I'm load capped at are heavy across the board on all 3 movements. That will be the next video. But they're all numbers I can do. And the way things just moved, I just have to go in confidence Saturday, potentially eat a little bit more kind of going in. Like I don't really like training this late because yes, I've had more calories throughout the day, but I always feel relatively hungry by the time this time of day gets here because like I just have a high appetite, to be honest. And even though yes, I've eaten more meals throughout today, they're not big meals. Like my meals are pretty small across the board. Like they're more like large snacks essentially. And I'm eating every few hours. So like I am very well fueled for this, but like on a morning session, like Saturday, even though I'm traveling to powering through, before I go to powering through, I will front load quite a lot of calories. And then I know I'll feel a bit more full and like ready to go on Saturday. And I'll be at powering through and the unrack and everything. I've really noticed it the last few sessions. So primal racks, which is the combo that I have at home, they're fine. And I'm not gonna complain that I've got a primal rack because 1, I've got a combo, and 2, I got this at a really good price. Like I bought everything in this gym, pretty much everything, secondhand from a local lifter that was selling his home gym or like his lockup that he had that had gym equipment in, and I got a really sweet deal for all of it, so I'm not complaining. But unracking on a primal is just not the best, and obviously I get used to it because I use it all the time. But the last few sessions I've definitely noticed it, and I think because I got a lift off at the weekend from my boyfriend on bench. When I came into bench last night, I didn't, and I really felt the difference of not having someone hand me the bar, which means at comp I'll be great. Like my bench always feels really good at comp, and I do think a big part of that is down to the fact that 1, I'm unracking off of an Eleiko, the soft pad is lovely, and also someone is handing me the bar, like I generally get a lift off. But even with squats, which is kind of what the point I was trying to make, because of the angle where the rack sits at on the uprights, like where the bar actually rests, is kind of curved, it's quite hard to push it forwards and get your back into it properly. And I never feel as solidly under the bar, and the unrack feels quite janky. I also caught the rack on my 180 walkout as well, which didn't affect the lift. Like the lift was still absolutely fine. Like it wouldn't have gone much better if I did it anywhere else, but it's just those little things, and I'm just kind of noticing it a lot at the moment. But it's okay. I don't know what next week's training is going to look like, but I'm kind of telling myself like psychological games of this is the hardest week of training I've got left, and then it's just comp day because next week's taper week, which I don't imagine I'll be going more than 180 next Tuesdays for my last squats. Well, I think it'll be Wednesday, so pushing next week back a day. Next week's session's back by 1 day, so it lines up with comp, I think. But I can't imagine Lewis is going to have me going crazy heavy next week. I think we're probably going to taper squats. Also, my hat's making my head itch. I hate wearing hats, but it is the only thing that keeps me warm when I'm training in this weather. But yeah, I don't know what my taper's going to look like, but I'm telling myself that this is essentially the hardest sessions I've got left. That could be completely false, but I think it's just a good way to get me through these sessions with still some effort. I will say I'm really struggling to like hype myself up to work hard. So when I competed at the English back in May, my biggest downfall was that I just couldn't be bothered. I still totaled 495, which was a PB by 2.5. But I didn't try. If you watch my lifts back, I didn't try. Like mentally, I felt like I didn't have any more to give. So I did try, and I think I went 9 for 9. I did go 9 for 9. And like overall, it wasn't a bad day, but I probably could have won had I been in the right mindset to actually suffer and put my body through it. And like, I can grind a squat, and if you watch my first squat from All England, it was not a grind at all. Like, it was so comfortable that I need to get my headspace right for next weekend, because if I go in and actually put in max effort, like mentally switch on, I could put up something crazy, but I don't know if I'm gonna make that's my biggest downfall, is just mentally whether or not I'll switch on and whether I really want to push or not. As comp's getting closer, like tonight, couldn't really be bothered, and then it got to like 160, feeling a little bit sluggish on my second triple, and I was like, no, come on. And I did feel like I was kind of getting a little bit more hyped, ready to go for the 170 triple and the 180 single. But I just need to really hone in on that over the next few sessions and like be ready for comp day. But I think it'll be good. It'll have to be good. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking before I get cold, and I'm gonna get deadlifts done as quickly as possible. So I think it's 4x2 at 150, so I'll just film like 1 or 2 sets and show you guys, but it's pretty light, pretty comfortable. Sumo has been feeling really consistent, hopefully not just jinx myself. Obviously, I'll let you guys know how it goes.
And she packed the bag, she shot till we drop. I just wake up, I don't say nothing. I'm on go, I don't stay long. I've been up now, that's the case wine. I've been down too, like this day strong. I got summer toys for the summer boy. I keep drummer boys in the summer boy. I keep making noise, I've been paranoid. This is God body, you can never avoid.
Okay, so sumo is complete. That is the best sumo has felt on this day in, I don't even know how long. Probably, I think since we went to twice a week sumo, to be fair. That felt really good. I wasn't expecting it to, just because of how my hips have been feeling. Like, they felt okay going in, but I was aware of them when I started on 70 and I felt them on 120. I did jump straight to 150 for my first working set, but actually I'm happy I did, because it felt fine. My hips feel fine now, don't feel any worse, don't feel stiff at all, like they feel good. I think it's just my body getting used to sumo twice a week, obviously. And I feel like my strength on sumo as well quite quickly caught up with / overtook conventional. So it's not even been a super slow introduction. Like, I was playing around with it for a few months, but yeah, switching to twice a week was always gonna take a bit of a toll on my hips. Lewis did originally want to put block pulls in just to kind of spare my hips a little bit, but because I don't have blocks at home and I didn't obviously want to like pile them on top of plates and stuff, didn't really want to buy any blocks either. So we decided to just start with tempos knee last block, go to normal comp sumo this block to get extra practice in. And it felt really, I just put chalk over it, it felt really good. Doubles at 150, recorded the first and the last set. And they felt really crisp across the board, all 4 sets. So I'm really happy. Position felt really locked in. I feel a lot more confident with my start position and my hips and things now as well. I don't feel like I have to quite hinge into it quite as much. And it feels a lot more natural how I'm doing it now. So really, really happy. And I'm just excited to play around on the comp day, like, and just see what's there. In all honesty, this weekend, we're potentially going for a sumo PB, but we'll see. Well, Lewis essentially wants me to load a sumo PB. Like, he's given me a range that he expects me to hit, and it is above what I've ever hit before. Only slightly, but we'll just see how things feel on the day, obviously. But today was promising. This whole week so far has been promising. Yesterday, bench actually moved really badly yesterday, but the loads that I hit for a day that was bad, can't complain. And the squats and deadlifts today moved well, so we're in a good spot. I seem to be adapting to training in the cold pretty quickly, which, very good, very glad about that. Yeah, nothing else to really say. I'm feeling good, I need to go in. We actually can't go straight to the gym because we have to wait for my boyfriend's colleagues to come and pick up some paperwork that's in his van because he's off this week. So we'll not be going to the gym for like another 45 minutes or so, but I'm not too fussed about that because we've been re-warming up when we get there anyway. Like, I won't lie, previously we just turned up and started, but that is just a really bad habit on my end, so we're gonna do some cardio and stuff before we start, probably just use the cross trainer for like 10 minutes, 15 maybe. I also haven't done a dog walk today, so I do kind of want to get some steps in, whether that's on the cross trainer or actual steps on the treadmill, just because my boyfriend's off work, so he walked the dog while I got a little bit of extra work done and was then able to start training a little bit earlier, which has actually been a really good like kind of stress release this week as well. Just having that extra person at home during the day makes my life a little bit easier with balancing everything. And yeah, anyway, just talking for the sake of talking, as always. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you, I really appreciate it. Sticking with 3 uploads a week, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Let me know if there's anything you want to see more of. I will next week document my cut into comp, that is the plan. I'm going to do my best to actually remember to do it. Yeah, let me know if there's anything more that you want to see. Please like the video if you made it to the end, and subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you in a couple days for the next one.
I don't play none, I don't diss, I don't say none, I go swish, that's that's an A1. I eat steak with no A1. Tell the chef, I said thanks. Tell I'm in the bank. Tell my mom I'm living good. Tell my kids don't stress a thing. I go back to back on the drops, drop a lot, and she pack the bag.